Hi guys, and welcome back to my Old School Gunner YouTube channel, guys. It's my Transfer Daily Live. Welcome back, guys. How y'all getting on? I hope you've had a good day so far, and things are going well, guys. Yeah, I'm very good, guys. I'm just going to get into my Transfer Daily Live. Just for a second, something. Hope this will work. Yeah, guys. So y'all getting out there? Welcome along. For absolutely incredible action, guys. So much has been going on. We've been linked to so many players, guys. Like crazy to keep up with it all, to be honest. The way it's been going on, but yeah, we've been linked to a lot of players, guys. Serious amount. Yeah, it's mad what's been happening, really. Okay, guys, let's just get straight into it. Of course, the league starts tomorrow, guys. First game of the season, and we, of course, are playing Brentford, guys, away from home. Now, they are newly promoted, guys. They've just come up to the Premier League. I'd be wary of them, to be honest, but of course, with the way things will be going with our team, guys, and the lack of leadership on the field and the lack of leadership off it, I think it's going to be a challenging game for us and a challenging start to the season, to be honest. We have Chelsea after that, and then we have Manchester City. I think it's going to be a tough time for us, guys. Definitely. Let me just adjust this here. Definitely, guys, it's going to be a tough season for us. Can we get back into Europe, guys? The players we have signed, are they enough? Is the team ready, guys? And what about the whole Xhaka situation and Mikel Arteta? I mean, there's so many talking points, guys. There's so many things. It's been absolutely, I don't know. It's been absolutely incredible, guys, what's been going on. All the players that we've been linked to, of course, like I said, the league starts tomorrow. Just going to pick up my channel for a second, guys. Smash that like for the Old School Gunner, guys. Smash that subscribe. Do yourselves a favor, guys, and follow one of the best YouTube channels out there. I'm just going to up a couple of channels there before I get really into it, guys. Going to talk about a couple of guys that are also fellow YouTubers and getting out there. The first guy, guys, he was on my show yesterday. Andre, guys, drawn by Dre. Check him out, guys. He does a possession-based podcast every week. Drawn by Dre on YouTube, guys, and drawn by Dre on Instagram. The second guy I'm going to talk about, guys, is Arsenal Alex. He has also guested on my Old School Gunner fan camp. Check out his channel, guys. Arsenal Alex, do yourselves a favor. One of the best channels out there. He's doing a lot of shorts at the moment, guys. Check out his channel. Also, check out his Instagram, guys. Arsenal Alex 1. Do yourselves a favor, guys. Smash that like for him and smash that subscribe. And last but not least, guys, the real Old School Gunner, a man that's been supporting Arsenal FC since 1972, guys. I wasn't even born back then. A lot of us weren't even born back then. The man is a die-hard Gooner, guys. He knows his football. He knows his stuff. That's Warren, guys, at Warren's Team Talk. Check out his YouTube channel, guys. Warren's Team Talk. Smash that like, guys. Smash that subscribe for the man. He's the real Old School Gunner, guys, not me. You know what I mean? I'm just a pretender to the crown. Yeah, you know what I mean? Check him out on Instagram, guys. Warren's Team Talk. Check him out on YouTube. Do yourselves a favor, guys. The man knows his football. He knows what time it is. So check out those 3 YouTubers, guys. Top channels. Do yourselves a favor. All right, guys, let's get straight back into it. Let's see. Tomorrow, like I said, we're going to play Brentford, our first league game of the season. I saw what team we should play yesterday. Asked about, guys. The team that started Brentford is with me now. Is this is the team I believe start the Brentford game? Okay. Now I did this on creation.com. Doesn't matter. I have this done, guys. Let's see. I have Lane in goal just because we have nobody else. I'm playing a 4-3-3, guys. We're going to play a 4-3-3 against Brentford. That's the formation I'm going with, okay? Lane in goal. Back is Tierney. In the centre, we have Pablo Mari, because Gabriel is injured, guys. Partner wing Pablo Mari is, of course, new Ben White. And on the right side, the vital player we got from Benfica, Barras. Now, people are saying he left back. Check it out in his profile, guys. He can play left back, he can play right back, and he can play on the wing. So check that out, guys. He's versatile. So I have Lino, I have Tini, I have Pablo Mari, Ben White, and Tavares. In the midfield, I have Emil Smith-Rowe, Albert Sambi Lukonga, and Bukayo Saka. Partey is injured, so I have Sambi in there. Up front, I have Martinelli on the left. Obviously, guys, it's a 4-3-3. It's a three-man front line. I have Martinelli on the left. I have Lacazette through the middle. I have Pepe on the right. I have no place where Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is. He hasn't been at races. He hasn't been playing for the club. He's out of form, guys. Respect the player. The best thing that could happen to him, guys, is he get benched. He'll come back in training much harder, guys. He'll come back much more determined. And that's the way it is, guys. That's how I see it. That is a team I would go with. I know like him is probably going to Bellerin, William, and Shaq in there. 3 absolutely useless players. 3 no hope. Kind of buzz he's on. His fascination with these players, I don't know. Yeah, one is a Chelsea reject, one is Primark, and the other guy is an Albanian that likes to dye his hair blonde. So make up your mind on that one, guys. That's how I see it. But yeah, I'm going to crack on straight into this, guys. We'll just have a little bit of the Olishka. I'll get on to it. Alright, let's go to the Olishka. Later I'll have a little bit of the Olishka Baha. Alright, let's see what's going on. Brentford versus Arsenal, guys. What about Ben White? I have a little list here of stuff I'm going to talk about, guys, in case you wonder what I'm looking at. Yeah. So welcome along to my old Skool on YouTube channel, guys. Welcome to my Transfer Daily Live, the show that brings you all the summer transfer news regarding Arsenal FC. Unfortunately, guys, it's been far too quiet recently. Yeah, what can you do about it? Okay. All right, guys, I'm back again. Sorry about that, guys. The Wi-Fi, guys, the internet connections over here in Venezuela, guys, are like something up, man. Yeah, it's third world, guys. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say no more about it now, guys. I apologize about that breaking contact, guys. Yeah, shocking stuff out here in Venezuela, guys. The internet connections are some of the worst you'd ever see. All right, guys. So welcome back to my old school Gunner Transfer Daily Live. Got a brand new show for you now. Sorry about that mix-up, guys. How do you think things will go tomorrow, guys? And where do you think our players are going to fit in? The defenders we have picked, guys. The selection we have. As I said, I named out the team I'm going to play, guys. It's going to be a 4-3-3. Yeah, I really think that Arteta needs to get this spot on. There are players he's going to pick I know I'm going to be happy with. Only because they're some of the best players, some of the worst players to ever play for the club. That's the only reason I'm not happy with them, guys. Arteta himself, man, his coaching skills leave a lot to be desired. It's going to be a very, very tough for us, guys. The start of the season, I'm sure, will say a lot. I had another Gooner, guys. I had drawn by Dre on my Transfer Daily Live yesterday, guys. He was guesting. He came on at the last minute, guys, because he had a bit to say about the current Arsenal situation. I, of course, support him 100%, guys. But even if I didn't, I would still have him on the show because he's an Arsenal fan. And that's all I care about, guys. I want Arsenal fans coming on. I want them speaking their mind. Whether I agree with him or not, guys. Whether I agree with Trey or not. You know what I mean? He came on and he spoke his mind, guys, and he said it like it is. He was fired up, guys. He's one of the young guns. Respect to him. You know what I mean? He came on, he told it like it was. He was at the Chelsea game, guys. He was behind the Arsenal goal for the second half of that game, and he had a couple of words with Bernardo. And Bernardo's reaction was rather passive, as he told me. You know, it's the whole thing, guys, is just wrong at the moment. You know, people are frustrated, of course. Yeah, I got a comment from Warren there, guys. I'm just gonna put it up there. See what's going on with it. There, guys. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. I'm doing all right. You know, I'm doing all right. I keep going with the regular stuff. A massive, massive game for the club tomorrow, guys. I'm a little bit like a headless chicken today, to be honest, thinking about it. Like a lot of Arsenal fans, I'm apprehensive. I'm a little bit nervous before the game, before the big kickoff. I honestly don't know if we've done enough in the business side of things, guys, on the transfer market. We seem to be leaving things for the very last minute, guys, before we get things sorted. The transfer, okay, tomorrow is the first game in the season, yeah? The 13th of the month. The transfer window is open until the 31st of the month, guys. But I mean to say, we need to be making moves. We should have had this sorted out a long time ago. The players we buy now, they're obviously not going to start the season. And if we get anyone, guys, it's going to be, I mean, they need to be brought into the team, guys. They need time to train. They need time to get into things. We should have had this sorted, guys, long, long before. I don't think people realize actually what's happening at the club and how bad the situation is. Opposition fans, guys, fans of other team, they'll laugh and they'll joke about it. Banter club, this, that, and the other. That's grand, lads. But when they're in the situation and when they have a board like Arsenal have, when they have an owner like Stan and Josh Kroenke, guys, when they have owners like them, the shoe will be on their foot, guys. The shoe will be on the other foot, and the smile will be on the other side of their faces. You know what I mean? It's like that. I don't think people realize how bad things are for Arsenal fans right now. It's got to the point, guys, where we don't have a voice. We don't have a voice anymore. We're not being listened to. Yeah, just a leaf there outside, guys. Sorry, but that's scaring the life out of me. I thought it was one of those giant cockroaches coming back to get me, guys. Anyone's ever been over in South America, guys? You know what I'm talking about when I say giant cockroaches. Mother of God, save me from them. At night time is when they all come out, guys, and that's when the real stuff goes on. Anyway, I'm on the hunt for cucarachas at the moment. Cockroaches. All right, guys. Warren and I's in with the comment. I'm not expecting anything positive out of tomorrow's game. Don't lose hope, Warren. Xhaka might break his leg and be out for the season. These things can happen. Don't lose hope. That would be a very positive thing. We don't get the 3 points, but Xhaka injures himself and is out for the season. That, to me, would be the most positive thing that come out of tomorrow's game. He's going to play. Hopefully, he'll hurt himself. You know what I mean? All right. Say no more about it before I get banned off YouTube. Thank you for that comment, Warren. I hope you're keeping well. Check out this man's channel, guys. Warren's Team Talk. You see it there for yourself up on the screen, guys. Check him out on Instagram, Warren's Team Talk. He is the real old school gunner, guys, not me. The man has been supporting the AFC guys since 1972. Say no more about it. I've had him on my old school gunner fan camp twice, guys. Every time he comes on, guys, he's got knowledge, he's insightful, and he tells it as it is. Like I said, guys, I don't bring him, I don't bring John by Dre, and I don't bring Arsenal Alex on my show because they are of the same opinion as me. I contacted many Arsenal fans out there to come on my fan camp, and only 3 guys had the balls to step up, guys. That was Arsenal Alex, John by Dre, Warren from Warren's Team Talk. And how could I forget, guys, the 2 other guys? North London, 5 guys had the balls to step up. North London was the 4th guy, and the 5th guy was the US Arsenal fan guys, Daniel Phillips. The 5 of them had the balls to step up and come on my show, guys. Everybody else, you know what I mean? They couldn't man up. So respect to those 5 guys, guy. 5 guys. I'd love a burger now, actually. Anyway, forget about 5 guys. I just had breakfast. I should be happy enough. Right. I'm not expecting anything positive out of tomorrow's game. You and me both. I'm actually nervy now. I can feel the tension. I don't have the normal flow that I normally do when I'm on the show because it's got to the point now where it's very serious. It's a serious matter. I'm just a YouTuber, guys. I've just got a YouTube channel, but behind that, guys, I'm an Arsenal fan. I love the club, guys. You know what I mean? I love the club. There's nothing more important to me, guys, than the club and the fans. The fans are what makes any club, guys. Arsenal fans deserve more, guys. We have some of the best fans out there, guys. We're the best fans in the world. And I honestly believe that. I'm not just saying that because I support the club myself. And we deserve better than what we have been getting, guys. It's been a continual decline since 2004. And it hasn't been showing any sign of getting better. All this speculation, all this stuff in the transfer market, that should have been sorted out, guys, months ago, man. We should have known the players that we wanted and hit the ground running as soon as the final whistle blew on the last game of the season, guys. Our action or activity in the transfer window, guys, is a bit like the second leg of the semi-final against the Europa League. Flat. Predictable. Lacking creation. Lacking invention. Edu's role at the club, guys. Mad about the guy as a player. Excellent player, guys. Always in the, he's just the ace in the pack, guys. Always in the right place at the right time to finish one off. And now his role at the club, guys. What's he exactly doing? I mean, man. What is it about us and ex-players coming in and taking on important roles at the club? I mean, when they're not up to the task. In respects to Edu as a player, I won't say in respects to Mikel Arteta as a player, because Edu was head and shoulders above him as a player. Edu was a different level. Yeah. It's a shame you can't play Super 6. I love it. Yeah. Aye. Man, tomorrow's going to be very, very interesting for all Arsenal fans out there. But how do you think the result is going to go, Warren? What do you think the score is actually going to be? And do you think Aubameyang is going to start? And will he score? What do you think about it, Warren? The result, I think, man, it's a hard one to call. I honestly think it's going to be a draw. A score draw, maybe, but we're really struggling to score goals. There's a complete lack up front. Prove me wrong now tomorrow, guys, and Mikel Arteta with your team selection, man. Don't play Xhaka. The whole thing about Granit Xhaka, guys, the whole thing about that situation, like this is my Transfer Day live stream, guys, but I'm basically going to talk about everything. I'm going to lay it all on the line. The players we bought at the start, I honestly believe they were good, and I still do. They're good players, guys. But then after that, we've been shown up by other moves. I'm going to talk, secondly, about a little bit about what other teams have been doing, guys, our opposition. But firstly, I'm going to talk about players we should have sold and players we should have signed. We need a CAM, guys, and we need a striker, and there hasn't been enough emphasis put on that. What Arteta sees in training, what he sees when he looks at Aubameyang, I honestly don't know. That player, guys, is completely out of form. With ultimate respect for Aubameyang and everything he has done for our club, he is completely out of form. Do you know what that guy gets paid, guys? You know the money that him and Arteta are bringing home every night? compared to the working man that has to slog and work hard, and to watch that crap, that absolute nonsense that was on the TV recently in those two friendlies against Chelsea and Spurs. The money these guys are bringing home and the effort they put in, the working man, he has to dig deep into his pocket to watch that absolute crap. And that's what it was, guys. Soulless performance. Completely lacking invention, guys. Spurs had bags of invention going forward. They look ready for the new season, guys. We look like we're not at the races at all. You know what I mean? Another comment there from Warren, guys. I'm just going to bang that on there. I think we will lose 1-0 or 2-0. I just can't see us scoring and our midfield, but our midfield is awful. Yeah, when you've got Granit Xhaka in there, anything is possible. I mean, nothing player. Going to get back into it, guys. Like I said, we haven't sold the players we should have. The aforementioned Xhaka, but he's not the only one. We also haven't bought the players we needed. And now the season is starting tomorrow, guys. Believe it or not, it's starting tomorrow. I understand John by Dre why he was so wound up yesterday when he came on my fan cam, guys. Because I'm wound up now. Yesterday I was chilled. Now I'm feeling the tension a bit. Nervous tension, guys. It's a massive, massive season for the club, guys. It's our first time in 25 years having no European football. It's a massive, massive season for the club. And Arteta is the coach. And Xhaka is his first choice midfielder. That's what worries me, guys. It's Brentford tomorrow. They're a newly promoted side, and they're well up for it, guys. They're back in the Premier League. They're back up there where they feel they belong. And they're willing to fight, guys. And they've been playing very hard in the Championship to get to this position. It's incredibly competitive in the Championship, guys, to get up to the Premier League. So this team is tested. Brentford have been tested season long. They didn't get to the Premier League by chance, guys. It wasn't given to them as a favour. They earned it. So to underestimate this team that have just come up, guys, they may have no superstars, guys, but it's 11 against 11 out there, and they're going to give us one hell of a game tomorrow. If we don't have our game plan, and if we're not solid, you know what I mean? We're the away side, guys, and that's the way we should play. Let's keep it tight. Let's be disciplined. But when we attack, let's attack as one and throw everything at it. Throw the kitchen sink at them, guys, as we say back in the day. Oh, man. We really need to be wary tomorrow against them, guys. But like I said, in the transfer window, guys, we have not sold the players we needed to, and we haven't brought in the talent we needed in respects to the 3 guys we signed, guys. Other teams, guys, were ahead of us, and they have leapfrogged us in that, guys. They have done better in the transfer window, and they were already ahead of us already, guys. Now they're further ahead. Why is all this talk about Aaron Ramsdale and us getting a goalkeeper? Yeah, we need one. But what was wrong with Matt Ryan? And what was wrong with Emi Martinez? They couldn't give Bernd Leno competition for his place. Bernd Leno is extremely comfortable in the first 11. He's extremely comfortable in goal. I think he thinks he can do no wrong. You know what I mean? Competition, we had the players to put him under pressure. We actually had better goalkeepers than him. Emi Martinez and Matt Ryan are better goalkeepers than Bernd Leno. So we had players in there. We got rid of him. Martinez has gone on to be an absolute stormer, guys, in the Copa America and with Aston Villa, guys. And Matt Ryan, for me, was a fine goalkeeper. And now we're looking for Ramsdale for like 30 or 40 million. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It's like desperation stuff. They actually don't know what they're doing. Man. And what about the CAM? I mean, does the fact that Emile Smith-Rowe be given the number 10, does it actually mean that we're not looking for a central attacking midfielder, that we're not looking for a creative midfielder because we have him? He's one of the youth players coming up, guys. And he's very good for the team. But we need the established pro in there. We need a leader. We need a guy, we need an established pro in there, guys. We need a leader. That's what we need. And as a forward, okay, there's been rumours that Lacazette is going to go to AS Roma, guys. But he's surely not going to go to AS Roma until we get another striker in. Whether that is Inter Milan striker Lautaro Martinez, the Argentinian guys, absolute goal machine. I would jump at the chance to get him in the team, guys. He is an absolute animal of a player. This guy is a goal machine. If we got him in the team, guys, you would see immediate improvements. The guy is a handful, guys, a real handful in the forwards. Watch him, guys. Watch the reel about him on YouTube, guys. Watch his goals. Watch his play. The defenders, guys, they can't relax for a minute when he's around. He's like a wolf. You know what I mean? You can't relax for a minute, guys. He's a lion up front. They can't take their eyes off him for a second, guys. He's that quick. It's unbelievable. And his shooting ability is just unnerving. His accuracy, guys. The ball just flies into the corner of the net. The goalie is, my God, some of the goalkeepers he's beaten from close range, guys. It's unbelievable stuff. If we landed that guy, guys, I would be absolutely delighted. But of course, they've already, after selling their top striker, arguably their top striker, one up the front two, Lukaku to Chelsea. So I honestly don't think they're going to sell Lautaro Martinez now, because they're going to lose their top two strikers. In one transfer window, they already lost Lukaku. You know what I mean? Okay, they got a lot of money for him. Maybe they can actually bring in some other players, and then they're willing to let Martinez go. But Martinez is valued at 60 million, guys. Lukaku is 115 million. So say no more about it. Another comment from Warren there, guys. The only way that we are going to win tomorrow is if we go out and play on the front foot and play aggressively. Press hard, and when we get a chance, take it. Yeah, I actually agree with that. We have to get stuck in and we have to try to break them down. Definitely, we need to be pressing. I saw in the preseason friendlies that Sambi Lokonga is very good at the pressing game. He's very, very good at it. But obviously, he's a normal footballer and he hasn't been spoken to by Mikel Arteta yet. So he's playing well at the moment. It's only when Arteta talks to him on the training ground that they start reverting to the old hiding in their shell football. The guy is a very good player, Lokonga, and he is very good at pressing. But it is important tomorrow. We need to go for the win. Obviously, there are more difficult games that lie ahead for us, guys. But tomorrow is a massive, massive, massive match. It's the biggest game I can remember in a long, long time. Bigger than the Europa League final, bigger than the Europa League semi-final, guys. It's a bigger game than that. That was a nothing game. We never had a chance there against Good Evening, against Unai Emery. He had Arteta in his pocket from day one. But this is a massive game, the biggest game I can remember, guys. It's our first season in 25 years not being in Europe, guys. I don't think people actually realize what that means. 25 years, guys. Think about that now. People have a lot going on in their lives at the moment, guys, with the whole pandemic, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? It's not an easy time for anyone. But it's been 25 years, guys, since we've been actually, since we've been out of Europe, guys. Man. All the more reason why we should have a better season, guys, because we have a less difficult roster this season. We have much less games. We don't need to be traveling to Iceland. We don't need to be traveling to Norway. We don't need to be going to Germany. We don't need to be traveling to Slovakia. We can stay right where we are. We should do better. Less games. The players should be fitter. I mean, that's how I see things going, guys. But definitely our preseason, guys, did not inspire confidence. You remember when we went to Scotland, guys, and we played Hibernian and Glasgow Rangers, with respects to those two teams. And commiserations to Rangers, guys, for getting knocked out of the Champions League qualification. But look, these things happen. Celtic are the best team in Scotland anyway, guys. It's only a matter of time before they come back. But look, moving swiftly on. I'm a Celtic man myself, you know what I mean? But look, guys, we have an advantage that we're not going to be playing European football. There should be no excuse, guys, for us. No such thing as fatigue. No such thing as this, that, and the other. Arteta should play his strongest 11 every game. Every game. Fatigue, resting players, now and again, but he should play his strongest 11 every game. Continuity, guys. I remember the Arsenal team when we went unbeaten, guys, the Invincibles. Okay, completely different level, guys. Completely different level there. That was one of the greatest Premier League teams of all time. Completely different level. But that team, guys, they played together regularly. They got used to each other playing football. There was a bond there when you're constantly chopping and changing and switching, especially when you're playing players that are not very good, like Granit Xhaka, like Elneny, and like Bellerin. You're on a hiding to nothing, guys. Guys, you could be the greatest coach in the world. If Pep Guardiola, guys, if Jose Mourinho, if they played those players that we have, guys, they could do nothing with them. It would be the exact same for them as it is for Arteta. But he's the one that's playing them. They want to play those players in the first place. Nobody came in for Granit Xhaka, guys, after AS Roma. And to be honest, I think the whole AS Roma thing was a lie by Arsenal. The whole thing was fabricated. I think they just released it into the press and there was a bit of chit-chat. I honestly don't believe that AS Roma were ever going to buy the player. I honestly don't believe that this was actually on the cards. I just think it was just, yeah, I don't believe it, guys. I don't believe it's true. Yeah, I don't have any faith in that, guys. I think the whole thing was a lie. Then in the end, of course, surprise, we couldn't sell him because he's an absolute useless player, guys, and no other club wants him. Nobody wants Granit Xhaka, guys. He's an awful player. That's why he's willing to stay at the club, because he knows no one else will have him. I mean, FC Basel, in respect to him, Swiss League, the Swiss Super League, guys. Now, I lived in Switzerland for 10 years. I know what I'm talking about. That's his level, guys. You know what I mean? I have a very good friend of mine in Switzerland, guys, and I'm living in Zurich. A very good friend of mine. Now, guys, we disagree all the time about Granit Xhaka. You know what I mean? He's a big Basel fan, guys. We disagree all the time about Granit Xhaka. He thinks he's a great player. I think he's a nothing player, but I respect his opinion. But for me, guys, the Swiss Super League or the Bundesliga or the German First Division, that's Xhaka's level, guys. That's his level. He's not a Premier League player. And as arrogant as it sounds, guys, because we haven't qualified for Europe in first time in 25 years and we're really struggling at the moment, he's not good enough for Arsenal. But he's one of the reasons why we're struggling, guys. Him and Arteta, Bellerin, Willian, El Neni. Man. These guys have got to learn, guys, to put the ball out when necessary. Simple as that. Thank you very much to Warren for all his comments, guys. I appreciate it. Let me just crack on there now. Massive game for tomorrow, guys. I can't put enough emphasis on the size of the task ahead of us tomorrow. I actually feel nervous, guys. I can't explain it. I don't know. I'm apprehensive. Yesterday I was as cool as a breeze. Tomorrow, I don't know, guys. I'm not feeling good about it. It's not been building confidence, guys. I don't know. We're going to really struggle in the new season, guys. It's going to be a hard one for us, guys. All right, let's get into it. There has been a press conference, of course, guys. Today, Mikel Arteta. Are we expecting more business, guys? The press conference is coming straight out of London Colony, guys. So it's straight out of Colony. So we'll check that out now. Yeah. I just got to round up, guys, what was going on about that thing, guys. The season is almost starting, guys. We got to freshen things up a little bit. I think we can all agree, guys, we're not excited. You know, I'm excited for the nostalgic reasons of the club. We're starting a new season. Reminds me of the past for this season in particular. But I am excited about all the new content I have on the show, guys. And there is a lot of very exciting stuff you're going to see coming, guys. Yeah, I'm excited about that, guys. And it's going to give fans more of a chance, guys. A lot of fans, we want a big change in the club, guys, and it's not really happened. Certain things I find significant in the new season, guys. 70 million, guys, going for James Maddison is very significant. But to Arsenal Football Club, it's not that much money, guys. I think if you see later, guys, yeah, we're going to have to see what happens in the league, guys. We're going to have to see what happens in the next couple of games. Yeah. The further you are from where your target should be in football, guys, the more people are picking out what you guys. It must be difficult for Mikel Arteta because you have to balance making the fans happy, telling the truth, and also keeping a degree of negotiation with Joe Willock open. Arteta said player at the moment, blah, blah, blah. Next Willock was. So, yeah. I'm just watching a little clip there on Joe Willock, guys. Arteta is saying the situation is that he's our player. We had some conversations. I'm not putting this on now, guys, because obviously it's copyright. What they want to do is the best in the player's interest. The role that he plays can fit within the squad, fit in a club. And what he's done is put Joe Willock in a really strong position where he can choose a little bit. He has more options, what his future could look like. And this is what they're trying to define right now. Those words are straight out of Mikel Arteta's mouth, guys, about Joe Willock. Joe Willock had a very good 5 months or 6 months after the second half of the season with Newcastle. At the end of the season, guys, Newcastle were pretty much the only team interested in him, guys. He scored 7 goals in 7 games. A few days before the season starts, guys, and we're doing this deal about Joe Willock, guys. Why this comes back about the club being proactive, guys. We're not as proactive as Spurs, the closest team to us, guys, and our great rivals. But they're the closest team to us, yeah? We're not as proactive as Spurs, guys. This comes back to being proactive again. Why weren't we proactive with Joe Willock? Newcastle were pretty much the only team interested in him, guys, after his 5-6 month loan spell. 7 goals in 7 games at the end of the season. Newcastle were the only team interested in him. Why didn't we get this deal done long before? Why all this kind of conjecture and thought and reasoning? The player wanted to go, the player was going to get real time, and everybody knew, Arteta himself, everyone. They must have known, they knew 100% that the player didn't have any real future at the club. You know what I mean? Actions speak louder than words, guys. He was barely playing for the club. So we should have let him go earlier. We have all this sorted out now. We will be in this position. That's another thing. The club need to be more proactive, guys. All right, I'm putting up a comment there. Warren Seatalk. It looks like the Joe Willock deal might be dead in the water. Yeah, I really hope that for Joe. I like him at the club and I have a lot of time in the player. I know that they're not going to utilize him, and I know that they're not going to push him on to the next level. I mean, he's already at the next level, guys. They just need to put him in the starting team. They just need to give him a half football at least, 45 minutes to do his stuff. I mean to say, if they can play Aubameyang and Xhaka and Elneny and Willian and Bellerin, and they can't play Joe Willock and they can't find time to put him on the field, that for me, guys, says everything. Last season, he was unbelievable. My first thought when I saw him on TV, all right, guys. So about that, I'm back again, guys. The internet over here is absolutely shocking at the moment, guys. My apologies. I apologize to you. Okay. Another one from Warren thought, guys, surely to God he will do better than Xhaka and Elneny in our midfield. That's what I've been saying, guys. When I saw his form last season and we need a midfielder that can score goals, the way he was playing for Newcastle, guys, it made me sit up and take notice. I couldn't believe it was the same player, guys. And I think that's right for a lot of people. But I'm going to be honest, I don't know the player that well because Arteta wasn't playing him. I didn't know much about him. But then he was scoring all those goals for Newcastle, guys. 7 goals in several games. Steve Bruce just was mad about the player, guys. Steve Bruce was, oh my God, he just wanted to sign him immediately. Now it looks like it's dead in the water. Why is that? When Newcastle want the player, they want the player badly, and they need a player like him, and he's tried and tested at the club. He fits their mold perfectly. So why is this the situation now that the deal could be dead in the water? I don't understand. They want to buy a player, and he doesn't really have a future with Arsenal in respects to him. And I like the player. I wish they gave him a shot, but they're not going to. So why is the deal dead in the water then? I mean, it's like Granny Xhaka all over again. You know what I mean? Except we wanted to get rid of him because he's useless. And for some reason, Willock doesn't seem good enough, so to get rid of him. Although, in my opinion, he's good enough to play in the team. Direct replacement for Granny Xhaka. You know what I mean? Man. It just doesn't make any sense what's going on. All right, guys, let's crack on. It's all negotiation tactics, guys. But in all honesty, you move into pre-season, you move into the transfer window, you tell Newcastle you want him, this is what we want. If you don't, it's going to be part of our plans next season. You leave the ball in their court. Instead, we dilly-dally, we dither, we find ourselves in a position like we need the money to bring in the players in other areas. So we do that deal, we get it done. It's too little, too late for me, guys. Yeah, look. Someone made a point on Twitter, guys. Look, they said, I do think it's good of the club to decide 24 million plus add-ons. But we're not doing it for Ramsdale, guys. That's overpriced for him. It's also fine to say to Roma, you want Xhaka for 11 million plus add-ons? No, we're not going to do it. Especially when we're going to have to pay 40 for Tammy Abraham. That's cool, guys. I don't have a problem with that. I also don't have a problem with negotiating with Newcastle because originally we kept hearing loan with option to buy. Obviously, that suits Newcastle. They don't have to put the money up front. I don't mind when you kind of look at it at base level what Arsenal are doing. But when you dig a bit deeper, guys, and you realise that we're crying out for stability, just the degree of readiness, preparedness, actually just sometimes you pray a little bit. That's why I call it the Ben White. I think we played a little bit over for Ben White, guys. We wanted the truth from the start of the season. I don't really know why that hasn't been our approach. Did it really take that long to realise that Ramsdale is going to cost that much? We might not feel the way Arteta feels about Aaron Ramsdale, but if this two is who you really want, I'd rather you'd go and get him. If it's a player you really want, this is my guy, cool. Get that player in, guys. But where is the stumbling block? What is stopping him from signing these players? I mean, we don't have an owner, guys, that wants to move this club forward, and we don't have the finances right now to do the amount of change we need to do. So I think it literally comes down to that. When you're doing deals, guys, if you have 4 deals and you can save 4 million on those 4 deals, then what? You've got 16 million saved up potentially, guys. You saved 4 on each of those 4 deals. 16 million for a club like Arsenal who are scraping the bottom of the bottom more often than not, guys. That 16 million becomes something, guys. And that's why I feel like, get bogged down in these situations because we're trying to get the deal the very best we can for the club to the penny. And when you don't pay that extra 1 million or you don't pay that extra 50,000 or 500,000, because you're trying to save as much as you can with every transfer deal, you lose out on players. Simple as that. Because other teams will come in, like Tottenham Hotspur and Lautaro Martinez and Inter Milan, the Argentine striker that Arsenal just in. They came in over us guys with a better bid. Now Edu has come in with a better bid over them, supposedly, if you believe that, guys. Yeah, we're trying to really, really, really save money. We're scrimping and we're saving every penny, guys. And when you do that, sometimes in football, another team comes in and gets the player. And that's why we haven't, in my opinion, been making big moves on the players, because of the whole financial situation, and because we have an owner like Kroenke that isn't looking to move the club forward. We don't have the finances available to buy the players. So we're really trying to scrimp and save on every transfer we do. And then we're losing out on players. And that's why the club isn't jumping to buy the player, jumping to buy Ramsdale, jumping to buy Lautaro Martinez. If they came up with the money, guys, the player would be theirs. Jack Grealish at Villa, going to Man City. As soon as they put down the 100 mil, guys, he was already on the way down. You know what I mean? He was in his Range Rover, guys, and he was driving down. Say no more about it, guys. All right. Warren in with another comment, guys. Thank you, Warren, once again for tuning in. I appreciate it. And thank you for coming on my 2 fan cams. And we'll have you on again soon. Start the next week if you're up for it. And then we'll take it from there. Warren's Team Talk, guys. Check out his channel. Smash that like for the man. Smash the subscribe. Do you think that the lack of transfer activity is because the club are thinking of sacking Arteta, and AFC don't want Arteta wasting hundreds of million pounds on players the next guy may not want? No, I don't think that. I think they're happy with Arteta in place, and I think he's going to be there a long time. Things got very, very bad for the club this season. Last season, I mean, excuse me. Things got very, very bad for the club last season. At one point, we were sliding into the relegation places, and the silence was deafening, guys. The silence from the board and the silence from Arteta was deafening. So I honestly don't think that. I think they're happy to have this yes man in place, because that's all Arteta is, guys. An ex-player, not a legend, an ex-player, and a glorified yes man. You know what I mean? When he leaves the club, guys, eventually, take Granit Xhaka with him, and take the rest of the fanboys. Take Bellerin and Willian, and for God's sake, take Elneny. You know what I mean? And that's me telling it straight. When he does eventually leave the club, good luck to you, and take Xhaka with you. You know what I mean? The 2 of them, boy. I swear to God, what they're doing to the club. It's criminal, guys. Yeah. But no, I think they're happy with Arteta in place. I think he's a yes man. I do think this season is like kind of make or break for him. But honestly, I don't think the board are going to just man up. They don't have the guts to man up and just get rid of him. Yeah, that's why I see it coming. That's why I see it going anywhere, and that's why I see things. Thank you for your comment as always, Warren, and tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. It's a little bit quiet now. I think I did it at 11. Normally when I do it at midday, I get more people coming on and active. But yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, let's crack on. Another one from Warren. Definitely, I'll be up for doing something next week. Glad to hear it. And it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, and I'm looking forward to it. That's Warren, guys. Check out his channel, Warren's Team Talk. Smash that like for the man, guys. Smash that subscribe. Supporting the AFC, guys, since 1972. Way back in the day, guys. You know what I mean? All right, let's crack on with it. Man, that's why we get these transfer deals taking so long, guys. The first one that came in was Ben White, guys. 50 million, guys. It was 5 and 6 weeks. First, we were connected to Ben White. Then 5 or 6 weeks later, we got the player. What were the club doing in those 5 or 6 weeks that they didn't get the deal done? They think they were holding out for 45 on Ben White. They have 5 million more for an attacking mid position to see him. Arsenal are continuously thinking how we can save a bit more to do a bit there. But it cost us more in the long run anyway, because we waited longer, the price went up, not down. It went from 45 to 50. Arsene Wenger building the new stadium, guys. And then 15, 16 years after that, guys, and still have to be patient with them. The money that we had to put down for the payment for the Emirates, guys, for the new stadium, things were looking good. We had to pay that money off. And that money has been paid off the last couple of years, guys. For free and easy. And still, we're putting up with this kind of rob Peter to pay Paul attitude, guys. You know what I mean? To afford a couple of players. We're like the misers, guys. We're like the poor men of the Premier League, putting up with this. They held off, and they held off on Ben White, guys. They tried to put a gun. They tried to put a gun to the head of the team he was at, guys, to Brighton's head. They had a gun at their head, guys. They held off and they held off and they held off on Ben White, hoping that they would get him 5 million cheaper, that they could buy a CAM, put that 5 towards that. We're scrimping and scraping where it's not possible. In the end, guys, we paid 5 million more. You know what I mean? And we could have got him cheaper day one, straight out. But they're holding off and they're trying to play this kind of Russian roulette kind of tactic, guys, and it just backfires. You know what I mean? Yeah, a comment there from one guy. I'm just going to put that up before I get back into it. Looking forward to working with you again. Likewise, and I mean that. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And it can become a bit more frequent after that. You know what I mean? We both have time, so let's do this. Let's push it on. All right. Thank you for the comment, Warren. Stan Kroenke, guys. If he comes around and says there's money available, I'd imagine it comes with a, the money's available if it gets really bad and you can't get what you want. But you better do everything you can. And if you want to be ready for the start of the season, you better negotiate hard. For the season, you'll probably have what you want. But for the very first game, not yet. You need to push this. That, for me, is the best case scenario regarding Stan Kroenke. It feels to me like Arsenal have done this before. They're going into the season underprepared, we should be used to it, and they test the waters. We're going to go to Brentford. We're going to be tested with a bare minimum done this summer. How do we go in against a newly promoted side away from home? A bit of pressure there we see. After that, it's Chelsea and Man City. 2 massive games, guys. Are we going to test the water in those ones? What I'm scared of, guys, and I'm not saying it's going to directly happen, but I remember when we got smashed 8-2 by United. That was a similar window when we went into the season underprepared. We faced a shock reality, and in the days preceding the Man United game, we signed a few players. That's what it seems like we are constantly doing. If it wasn't for Man United beating us 8-2, we'd never have this manager. That's why with Arteta, guys, when people say, what do you want Arteta to say? Look, guys, listen, I want him to be real. And I know it's hard when you're employed and your owner and your boss has different ideas what realism is and a reality of the situation and whatnot, and ambition. But at the same time, protect your own image and brand. If you're not getting what you want, then leave. That's an example there. Conte left Inter, guys. Conte left Inter because he knew he wasn't going to get what he wanted, guys. The dream he realized, guys, what he had for the team wasn't going to be fulfilled. Arteta is a yes man. He doesn't have the balls, excuse my French, to go and do something like that. To man up, to stand up for what he believes in and take the consequences. Like Saliba, like Guendouzi, they stood up for what they believed in. They openly disagreed with Mikel Arteta on several things, and they were shown the door. But at least they stood by what they believe in, guys, and they stood for themselves and their principles. They're players. He's a manager. But it's the same at the end of the day, guys. You know what I mean? Simple as that. Zinedine Zidane was also a player than a manager. Just like Arteta, you cannot compare these two guys. Not just as players, as managers, guys. Incredible. Anyway. Conte didn't get what he wanted, guys. It was easy for him to get out. Of course, Conte would get another job easily. Arteta probably thinks he's never going to get another job except the Arsenal job. Conte had options. If he continues the way he's going, Arteta, his reputation is going to be even more damaged. As if he was to say, on the other hand, sorry, Arsenal fans, sorry to say this owner's not for me, I'm leaving. His reputation would remain intact. If anything, his reputation goes up in our eyes. Because the reason the man is leaving his role is because he doesn't have the support to move us forward, and he's not going to get what he needs. That would leave Mikel Arteta's reputation intact. That would be quite admirable, guys. And I'd give him a clap. You stood up, you protected yourself, because it's you that's getting fed to the Lions. We're the Lions. Going into the season, all the pressure is on Arteta, less so Kroenke. That's not how it should be. But for Kroenke, that's ideal. Is it ideal for Arteta? It shouldn't be. But there comes a time that Arsene Wenger was asked, do you care about the fans or do you care about the business in your pocket? Evidently, business in pocket, taking pay rises when we're going downhill. Arteta now, do you care about your image, your brand, or your name and reputation? Or do you just want to bend over and do you care about the club? Okay, this is my example, guys. If I was to be Arsenal manager, and care about the club and whatever else. If the club are not providing me with what I need, if I don't see them opening the light at the end of the tunnel for what I need, then I've got to think to myself, am I falling in line what he is asking for me, what the new owner is asking me for the love of the club? Is it going to help? The answer should be no. I think then if he came out and told the truth, you might get sacked. If you get sacked, it's the same thing, but you leave with your head held high because you stood up for what you love. And that's the fans, because the fans are the club. Kroenke is not the club, guys. The fans are the club. Arteta should stand up for the fans, guys. Kroenke is not. Kroenke is just the owner, guys. Football fans, we make his reputation and we judge his reputation. It's as simple as that, guys. You know what I mean? Another comment tomorrow coming in, guys. Mate, there were a lot of big clubs and national teams looking for a new manager during the summer. How many of those came knocking for Arteta? Yeah, that's a rhetorical question. Absolutely zero. None. And why? Because he's not got any pedigree, guys. He's not got any credentials. Assistant to Pep. My man can be assistant to Pep Guardiola. I should probably make a better cup of tea at half time than Mikel Arteta. You know what I mean? My mother could have been assistant to Pep Guardiola, guys. Anyone would be assistant to any manager. That doesn't mean that they are in any way, shape, or form at the same level of these guys. You know what I mean? Arteta isn't fit as manager to clean. He's not fit to clean Pep Guardiola's boots, guys, if you want to put it like that. He's not at the same level. You can't compare. What about Carlos Queiroz, guys? Carlos Queiroz, he had his big fight with Roy Keane back in the day in the training ground. He was assistant coach to Alex Ferguson. What's he done after this? What did he do after he left United? Nothing. Why is that? Because he's not got the ability, guys. Ferguson was the man, just like Pep Guardiola. I mean to say we'd be better off with Patrick Vieira, guys. John by Dre made a joke yesterday, guys. Well, at least I hope he was joking. He's going to be supporting Crystal Palace this season because of our legend, ex-player, Patrick Vieira, is no coaching them, guys. You know what I mean? Why didn't we go for Vieira and try to get him in? Okay, he helped with the Daniel Ek takeover bit. Maybe that didn't exactly go down too well with Kroenke. But it is what it is. At least Kroenke goes that the man has his principles and he's a man of character. He definitely has more about him than Mikel Arteta, guys. I'm not talking about as players. As players, of course, Patrick Vieira was light years ahead of Mikel Arteta. You can't compare the two. But look, it is what it is, guys. And I think he's going to show him up in the Premier League too. Who's going to finish ahead of who, guys? You think we're going to finish ahead of Crystal Palace? Or Patrick Vieira's team going to finish ahead of ours? It's going to be a very, very interesting season, guys. I mean, there's going to be a lot of talking points. And I, with my YouTube channel, honestly, it's a good time to be an Arsenal YouTuber. Not because because things are going bad and it creates a bit of something to talk about, because we have a chance to bring fans on and talk directly about what's going on at the club. At least fans can come on here, guys, onto my platform, onto my YouTube channel, Old School Gunner, and they can talk about what's going on. And I can relieve a bit of the tension I'm feeling, like right now, and I can speak my mind about it. And I can produce content, guys. People like it, people don't like it, that's up to them. But you're doing what you want, and you're doing it the way you feel it should be done. And that's why it's good to have an Arsenal channel right now, guys. That's why it's good to have a YouTube channel, a football channel. I can bring other fans on, and they can say their opinions, guys, whether it differs from me or not, whether they agree with me or not. It's not important. This is about the team, guys. This is about Arsenal Football Club. It's not about me. It's not about Warren, or Dre, or Arsenal Alex. This is serious stuff, guys, I'm talking about here. This is a part of many people's lives. The football club, caring about the club. The fans are the most important thing in any club. And what's going on at Arsenal, guys? Like I said, other clubs can say banter club and they can take a laugh at a joke. Grand. Have it, lads. You know what I mean? Enjoy it. The day will come, guys, they'll be in the same position. The shoe will be on the other foot. The smile will be on the other side of their faces. Trust me. What are they going to say then? What's going to be their opinion about things then? You know what I mean? It is what it is, guys. Every dog has his day. You know what I mean? Arsenal will be back again. But right now, guys, the fans have to stick together. We're all in the one boat, if you want to put it like that. The situation that is at the club, guys, I'm going back now to 1993, guys, when I started supporting the club. Warren, who's commenting here, was supporting in 72. I'm sure it wasn't all rosy in the garden back then for a couple of years when he was a fan. I mean, how many years have we been competing in the Premier League, guys? It's well over 100 years. How many times have we won the title? 13 times in over 100 years. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen every day of the week that you become a champion, guys, that you win that many titles. So there you go. Spurs, their whole history, they've only won 2. Not picking on them, I'm just saying. A lot of clubs, they've never won the Premier League. You know what I mean? Arsenal have never won the Champions League. It doesn't happen every day of the week, guys. Every time you win the league, man, it should be savoured. You don't know when it's going to happen again. And the league is the hardest to win. If you win the league, guys, you have it all. Every team that wins the league, guys, they have it all. Right, let's have a look. Would Arsenal have appointed Arteta if he had been Sean Dyche's number 2? I doubt it. Absolutely not. They wouldn't have even looked at him. No, that's a good point, Warren. You know what I mean? Of course they wouldn't have. I mean, it is what it is out there, guys, you know. But like I'm saying about the club situation, guys, this is a very important situation. I mean, this is very important what's happening on right now with the club. We're at that turning point, guys. For me, it's going to be a make or break season for Mikel Arteta. I don't know will the board jump exactly, but he needs to do something, guys. He's a record breaker for all the wrong reasons, guys. The first time in 25 years that we don't have European football. Man. You know what I'm saying? Another comment there from Warren, guys. And then I'm going to put NYX up, guys. NYX has a comment. Welcome to the show, NYX. This is the show that brings you all the relevant summer transfer information regarding Arsenal FC. We're just letting it go now. As you know, guys, as you know, Warren, as you go NYX, first game of the season tomorrow, guys. It just doesn't seem like we're ready for that. I don't know, and we're up against a newly promoted team in Brentford. For them to come up from the football championship, guys, it takes a hell of a lot to come up, guys, from that. You have to be a very good team, guys, to get promoted. It's going to be a test tomorrow. It's going to be a test. They're at home and they're going to be up for it. The stadium is going to be rocking, guys. They haven't been in the Premier League in a long time. It's going to be interesting. Well, please, guys, remember, everyone amongst me, old school Dre, want us for us to be successful. Yeah, it's about the club, guys. It's about the fans. There's nothing else to be said about it. I'm glad I have a channel now, guys, and I'm sure Warren is, and I'm sure Dre is, and Alex, and Northside London, and Daniel Phillips over in the US, the Arsenal fan that was on my fan cam a few weeks ago, guys. I'm sure these men are all happy that they have channels, guys, because they have some way to channel their frustration and also their interest and their passion for the club. And that's what we like to do. No more about it, guys. Say no more about it. Thank you for that comment, Warren. I appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. NYX is up. Arteta is a poor man's Sean Dyche. I'd agree with you because it's the only way that you can explain the current situation and the lack of good results. Our pre-season was underwhelming, guys. I mean, everything that could, like the defence, guys. I was talking about that, guys. The Scottish. We went to Scotland, guys. We played Hibernian and we played Rangers. Grand job, fair enough. Rangers are the champions. But we played Hibernian and they beat us, guys. We got a draw against Rangers. Now, look. Aubameyang wasn't playing well. He hasn't been playing well all pre-season. He shouldn't start against Brentford. That's my opinion. But the defence I'm going to focus on, guys. The midfield was shocking. The defence was worse. The 4 goals we conceded, guys, in that Scottish tournament, we conceded 2 against Hibernian and a 2-1 loss. 2 against Glasgow Rangers, the Scottish champions, and a 2-2 draw. All 4 goals, guys, could have been avoided. 3 of them were from set pieces. The defence was at 6s and 7s in there, guys, when the ball was being put in. Now, in the Premier League, guys, teams like Brentford, in respects to them, every team really, they use the set piece. You know what I mean? The set piece is a vital part of their armoury, guys, of their weaponry. They get the set piece, guys, they put in a good delivery, and they bring up the big men from the back. That's the way it is in the Premier League. It's not all champagne football. The set piece is a massive part of a team's armoury, of their weaponry. It's not all champagne football, guys. It's knowing how to work the set piece situation to get the maximum benefit out of it, guys. You know what I mean? Free kick, dead ball specialist, whatever you want. All right. Thank you for the comment, NYX. I hope you're enjoying the show. Smash that like for me, guys. Smash that subscribe. Okay, Mohit Kumar, you're up, my friend. Hello to you. I hope you're enjoying the show and thank you for tuning in. Who would you play versus Brentford? The lineup. Okay, I have my lineup done, my friend. I'm going to try to remember it off the top of my head. I play a 4-3-3 against Brentford. I have Leno in goal, only because we have nobody else really. I have Tierney as left back. I have Pablo Mari as in centre defence. Ben White, centre defence. And on the right-hand side, I have Nuno Tavares. I'm only playing Pablo Mari because Gabriel is injured. Okay? So the back four, like I said, Tierney, Pablo Mari, Ben White, and on the right-hand side, I have Nuno Tavares. Before anyone says Nuno Tavares is the left winger, guys, check out his profile. He can play left side, he can play left, he can play left back, he can play right back, and he can play on the wings. That's what he was doing for Benfica, guys. So before anybody says he's a left winger, check it out for yourselves, guys. He can play on the left wing, he can play on the right wing, he can play left back, right back. I have him at right back in the team, okay? In the midfield, I have Emile Smith-Rowe, I have Sambi Lokonga, and I have Bukayo Saka. 3-man midfield. Up front, 3-man forward, of course, it's a 4-3-3, guys. I have, on the left, I have Martinelli. In the centre, I have Lacazette. And on the right-hand side, I have Pepe. That's the team, guys. That's how I see it going. So it's a 4-3-3. That will be the team against Brentford. I hope that satisfies your question, Mohit. Thank you for tuning in. Smash that like on the video for me, guys. Do me a favour. NYX. Does Ben White alone improve Arsenal? Yes, but to a certain degree. It's a very good question. It really gets me thinking about a few things. He does improve the team, but to a certain degree. I mean, he can't do it all on his own. I honestly think when Gabriel comes back in the centre of defence, it's going to be much better for us. We'll be much, much stronger in respects to Pablo Mari. He's no Gabriel. I see Gabriel and Ben White being a very good centre-back partnership. He does improve the team, but he's not going to be able to affect things much in the midfield and the forwards. He did like them because our team is really lacking quality in those areas. So I don't think he'll be able to affect it as much because he may lay a good ball off into the midfield. You see him, guys. Check out his highlights on YouTube. He gets the ball, he runs with the ball, and he lays off a nice little pass into the channel, guys, and he sets an attack moving, guys, and he does it quickly. He does it with poise. He plays a clever ball. But when we don't have the quality in there to seize on that then, guys, and we don't have the quality up front, it kind of stops at that point. So, yeah. Yeah, we need a right back. We need an attacking midfielder. Yeah, we need a CAM. We also need a striker. They are the three areas that are definitely in need. Yeah, the right back, I agree with you. Attacking midfielder, yeah. We do need a CAM and we do need a striker. Without doubt, we need a striker. Lautaro Martinez, they'll be talking about that now till the cows come home. Chelsea have got their man in Lukaku. He's getting a medical done as we speak, guys, or he did yesterday. And we're here, guys, and we're sitting on the fence, and I don't know what we're waiting for. We're waiting for Christmas, or what are we waiting for? These moves should have been done a long time ago. Like I kept saying, guys, we get the players now, today, let's say. We get these players, They need time to settle into the team, guys. Pre-season is over. The first game of the season is starting tomorrow. The pre-season was a perfect time, guys, to get the players into the team and to get them working out, to see how things are working. We don't have the players yet. So what are we going to do? You know what I mean? We're going to try them out in training and try them out in games. The pre-season games, guys, are a test. Training is training. Playing a match is a match. Even if it is only a friendly, guys. You know what I mean? Yeah, we can get them going in training. We can have a couple of games. Man, we're not going to test them on in Premier League games. It should have been done a long time ago, guys. Tomorrow is the first game of the season. And we're still where we were at the end of last season. We brought a couple of players in, but Xhaka is still there. Bellerin is still there. Kolasinac is still there. Elneny is still there. Willian, man, he almost escaped me. Willian is still there. Look at my face, guys. Do I look like I'm joking? This is serious stuff. These players are surplus to requirements. One of them, we gave a new contract. Xhaka. What's all that about? Like I said, guys, I honestly don't believe Arsenal had any intention of selling him. Fake news. They never had an intention of selling Granit Xhaka. Never. Always going to be at the club next season. So let's have a little lie out of the way, and a few home truths be spoken. That player was always going to be an Arsenal player next season, and I don't care what anyone says. I respect everyone's opinion, guys, but let's have it right. He was never going to be sold. They're lying to us. You know what I mean? Insulting our intelligence. That is, for me, I mean, the whole thing, guy, was just cooked up. You know what I mean? It's like a Donald Trump fake news situation. Absolutely. Arteta should be banned off Twitter, guys, and he should be banned off Instagram, and he should be banned off Facebook, just like Donald Trump. And the same with Kroenke. All right, let's move on. Before I get, NYX, thank you for tuning in, my friend, and thank you for the comments. Are you interested in Tammy? Is that exactly? I'm going to tell you now exactly what's going on, my friend, with that situation. I did a video about it yesterday on my channel. Check it out, all right? But listen, I'm going to square it up for you. I'm going to set you right on a few things. Look, listen. Tammy Abraham, the news is that he has agreed personal terms with Arsenal. Now, wait for this. Chelsea have agreed to sell him to AS Roma. Go figure. That's exactly the news coming up now. And I've looked into it. You know what I mean? I've done my homework. I do research before I come on air. I don't just sit here and talk the talk and wing it. That's what happened. He agreed personal terms with Arsenal, with the AFC. Chelsea agreed to sell him to Roma. So, there you go, guys. That's basically it with Tammy. To be honest, the way things are looking, we need a striker. I would take the player. I was against it at the start, but we don't have many options out there, and not many teams want to come to Arsenal. I'm sure Tammy wants to stay in London. I'm sure he's settled here, but not many players want to come to Arsenal, guys. He's settled in London. I'm sure he'd like to stay in London. You know what I mean? And he's going to stay with a Premier League team. He has Premier League experience like Ben White, guys, and that is a definite plus. He has Premier League experience. He's going to need time to settle in the team, but he has played in the Premier League before. He knows the way it goes. He's up for the challenge. Yeah. I would take Tammy now, but only because we have very limited options. We don't have European football. We don't have Champions League football. Anything to entice a player to come to us. So, yeah, if we have to settle for a Chelsea reject for Tammy Abraham, then so be it. All right, guys. Arteta and Kroenke should be banned off Arsenal, never mind Twitter. I agree with you, my friend. You know what I mean? Chelsea fan, we got Lukaku done in just 1 week. You guys took about 6 weeks to get them. Right now, you can't even afford our third choice striker. Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. And also, my friend, that's a very good point, yeah? And thank you for tuning in. You must be happy with the way things are going at Chelsea at the moment. You must be happy with Thomas Tuchel. It was unfortunate the way they got rid of Frank Lampard. He, to me, is a legend. I have a lot of respect for Frank Lampard, even though I'm a Gooner. I have a lot of respect for Lamps. But you must be happy the way things were going at Chelsea at the moment, NYX. You must be happy about that because things are looking very good for the club this season. They won the Champions League last season, and deservedly so. They won the Super Cup, of course, yesterday against Arsenal's conquerors, Villarreal, in the Europa League, and United's conquerors. You must be happy the way things are looking for a club. Tuchel has come in and hit the ground running. I mean, fantastic appointment. You have a good team, good players. Yeah, third choice striker. And when we give players, we give Giroud, we give Sanchez, we give Van Persie, two rivals. If you could call them rivals of ours because they're above us, Chelsea and United are above us. But we sell our best players to our rivals. Robin Van Persie, Alexis Sanchez, Olivier Giroud, what's that English player's name that went to Liverpool? Anyway, I think you know the player I'm talking about. But we give our best players to the opposition, and what do we get in return? In fairness to Peter Cech, in fairness to David Luiz, they did the business for us for a while. They didn't embarrass themselves. But Willian, I mean to say, man, wow. And yeah, the Ben White deal, the club was scrimping and saving cash because we don't have the funds available. Tried holding off on Ben White. That's why they waited 6 weeks, my friend. They were holding off because they didn't have the money and they wanted to save as much as they could. In the end, he ended up costing us more. They thought they could save 5 million on it. They thought they'd get him for 45 and not 50. In the end, we had to pay the full whack 50. Brighton didn't break. They didn't bend. They held out for what they thought was fair for the player, and respects to them, fair dues. But that's why it took 6 weeks. They were trying to get the price down. Save 5 million and put it towards some other player, CAM, striker. You know what I mean? We're scrimping and saving every penny. And when you do that, you're going to lose out on players. We've lost out on a lot of players because of that. All right, NYX. Thank you for tuning in, NYX. I appreciate it. I hope you're enjoying the show. Conte is exactly what you guys need for securing the league title. I'm telling you, bro. Conte is a serial winner. He will kick out all the deadwood out of your club and make you great again. I would do anything, man, to get a manager like that at the club. You know yourself. I mean, you know football. The way you're talking there, you know what time it is. Check it out, man. Mikel Arteta. What's on his CV? What has he actually done? You know what I mean? We got a couple of FA Cup wins. Yeah, great. Fair job. The difference between winning the FA Cup and being champions of England, being Premier League champions, the difference between those two things, guys, is absolutely, I mean, we're further away now than we ever have been from winning the league in the last 17 years. We won it last in 2004. In that time, Chelsea have completely eclipsed us. United, Liverpool are back, Tottenham have gone above us, Everton are gone above us, Leicester City are gone above us. With respects to Leicester City themselves, they are better than us now. They're not a nothing team. We don't have any right, guys, to say we're becoming to be where we're always going to be. We have history, guys. We've won the title a couple of times. You know what I mean? We've had very good players playing for us. We've had very good seasons. That's in the past. Ancient history. It's right now I'm talking about. These teams, they have surpassed us, guys. We're not where we once were. And Manchester City, they came out of nothing. They came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? They were, you know what I mean? And now they're the best team, arguably, in respects to Chelsea. They're arguably the best team in England, themselves and Chelsea, guys, are the two best teams at the moment. So other teams have improved dramatically and we've been on the slide. It's not just that we've been sliding. Other teams have come up. They've stepped up their levels. They've stepped up their game. And they have owners like Abramovich at Chelsea. Manchester City are like the richest team in the world. They have owners, guys, that are putting money in to want to see the team successful. Roman Abramovich actually takes an active interest in the ongoings at Chelsea Football Club. He goes into the changing room. He spends time with the players. He talks to the players. Same at Leicester, guys. But us, I mean to say, guys, I had, look, NYX, I had an Arsenal fan on my old school Gunner fan camp 3 weeks ago. Daniel Phillips, a Gunner from the United States. And of course, the first thing I asked the man when he came on, one of the first things I asked him, what kind of guy is Stan Kroenke? Because we don't hear much about it over here, as silly as that sounds. This man is over the US supporting Arsenal. He knows Kroenke. He told me he's a complete capitalist. Of course, it's in the nation of capitalists, right? It's a capitalist country. But he said the only thing he cares about at the end of the season is the balance sheet, the profits. How much money has he made? That's all he cares about, nothing else. He's got 3 teams in the United States as well, yeah? So he has Arsenal in London, he has 3 teams in the US. He has an ice hockey team, he has an American football team, and he has, I think it's a baseball team, yeah? He has a baseball team, an American football team, and an ice hockey team. Arsenal are just another little thing, another little toy, a trinket that he has over in London, a little bit of extra income. That's all he cares about at the end of the season is the profit margin. From Emery to Arteta is a serious downgrade, to be honest. Yeah, it is. And I agree with you. Because of the whole Spanish problem with Emery, Arteta speaks much better English than Emery, but because of the whole Spanish problem, the communication problem, I think a lot of people got frustrated. Also, our form, okay. Emery had us doing better than Arteta, but at the time it was like a step down from Arsene Wenger. And I think Emery, he got just put out in front of the firing squad. You know, he just got fed to the sharks. They just sold him down the river. They cut his throat. They didn't care much about him. Yeah, you know what I mean. Emery wasn't that bad, but after Wenger, maybe we were expecting a bit too much. The language barrier, of course, was a serious thing. Arteta came in, former player, pulled the wool over our eyes, the board himself. I was fooled. I was tricked. I thought former player, Mikel Arteta, we all know him. Okay, wasn't the best player for Arsenal. He's not a legend like Patrick Vieira who took over for Crystal Palace. But look, it is what it is. I honestly think the board are very happy with Mikel Arteta because he's a yes man, in my opinion, a complete yes man, spineless. He's a coward. I think they're happy with him. If he had any spirit and guts and feeling for the club at all, like he says he does, he would walk away with his respect, with his head held high for standing up to Cronkey and standing up to the board. They're going to let him go, but sure, at least he's got his pride and his respect in himself. He'll get another job, you know what I mean? But in that case, you guys are done, fam. Sad to see a big club like Arsenal fall. Yeah. It is what it is, you know. We'll be back at some point, but definitely at the moment, like, what more can we do, you know? They held the protests, but it just got all swept under the carpet. They just pushed us to one side. I wouldn't say Chelsea are lucky. I'm not going to get into that thing. I'm not going to say anything bad about Chelsea Football Club because they've won all the titles they have, and respects to them. I wish them all the best. But they definitely, you're lucky, man, that you have Abramovich. That's what I'm going to say. You've had great players at your club, and the club has a good history. I'm not going to say anything bad about Chelsea Football Club, but thank your lucky stars, my friend, that Roman Abramovich is at the club and that you don't have Stan Kroenke. That's all I'm going to say. If you're ever talking football out there, NYX, if you're ever talking football with Gooners or with United fans or Liverpool fans, whatever, at least mention Stan Kroenke and the situation at Arsenal when you're talking about football. A lot of people don't realise, I think, how bad it is, the situation that the club is in. I've supported the club for a hell of a long time, since 1993, since I was a kid. This season is going to be a hard one for us, and we're playing catch-up again. Nothing organised before the game tomorrow at the start of the season. Brentford are more organised and settled than we are. Yeah, the transfer window was going until the end of the month, until the 31st of August, but tomorrow is the first game of the season. These players, like I said, they need time to settle if we're going to get them, if we're going to get them at all. There's too much kind of ifs, buts, and maybes at the moment. There's nothing. We've no leaders out there too. I mean, when Patrick Vieira was free, why didn't we take him on? All right, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I would like to thank NYX for tuning in. I appreciate it. Best of luck to Chelsea for the new season, my friend. And I mean that. Best of luck to the team for the new season. Warren's Team Talk, thank you for tuning in, Warren. I appreciate it. Mohit Kumar, thank you also, my friend, for tuning in. And that was it, I think, guys. So I would just like to thank the three of you for tuning in, guys. Thank you to NYX. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friend. And best of luck to Chelsea in their first game of the season. And best of luck to Chelsea in the second game against the AFC. Take it easy, guys. All the best. Thank you for tuning in, and see you later. Peace.